it's out, so that's good. So I can minimize that now. Okay, I think we're ready.
Do you want to unmute them
They'll unmute themselves as they,
when they speak? Okay.
you can remind them right now if you'd like,
Okay, so make sure your microphones are unmuted
when you want to speak.
when you want to speak. And John, you can go ahead and get started.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. The City of Bishop's Park and Recreation Commission meeting of Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020, call to order. Carrie, will you do the Pledge of Allegiance for us?
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Carrie. Will you do roll call?
Commissioner Underhill?
Here.
Commissioner Weatherford?
Here?
Commissioner Ballant?
Here.
Commissioner Manuelito?
Here.
And Commissioner Cummings?
Here.
If anybody's had a chance to read the last minutes that we have, can I get approval of the minutes?
There's no minutes.
Okay. Any public comment at this time?
I have no public comment.
Okay, we'll move on to correspondence.
No correspondence.
Let's go to old business, Prop 68 grant funding.
I guess that would be me. Good evening, Commission. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We know it's been a while. It's good to see all of your faces, even from a distance. Just to touch base on our Proposition 68 funding, that would be a grant that we have the potential to receive to cover most of the cost of the playground for the rear of the park. So that project has been completed, and we're looking at getting the reimbursement funds through Proposition 68, which will cover 178,000 of the 207,000 of the total project. With that, Carrie and Elaine Kabala, our assistant planning, have been working hard on filling in all the blanks and everything that go along with that. Carrie has a meeting tomorrow to kind of go over some of the other details that need to go in the packet, but looks like we are going to be able to receive it. And we've already done the resolution. We've done everything else required under that. And we're looking forward to pushing it through and receiving the funding. So, any questions or comments about that?
No, I don't have, Dan, thank you. Anybody else?
No, I'm good.
No.
Thanks, Dan. New business.
No new business.
Actually, we do have one thing for new business. If you guys haven't met Ron Phillips, our city administrator, I'd like to take this time to introduce Ron. He has met with him. I know several of you have met him, but if you haven't had a chance, please meet Ron. And he's a great man, and look forward to working with him and his leadership. So thank you.
Nice to meet you, Ron.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Ron.
Nice to meet you.
Even in the middle of this pandemic, it's good to be here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to staff report. Facilities, is that going to be you again, Dan?
Sure thing. I'll try to keep it short and sweet for you guys as far as facilities, and I believe Carrie can cover most of the programs this evening if she doesn't mind.
Sounds good.
For us at the park is a very, very busy place. As you know, most of the restaurants are closed to indoor dining, which means a lot of people, basically all of them, eat lunch at the city park every day. With that comes a lot of trash and just a lot of people and a lot of youth. Right now, we're struggling to basically keep it clean. That's kind of our major function every day, is keeping the park clean. On some other notes, we've been able to do some cleanups at the community garden. We were unable this year to receive any help from our CDF crews. So we didn't do the big creek cleanup like we normally do with the mowing of the banks, but our crew went through and trimmed all the trees and got all the trash and any of the refuse out of the creek and cleaned it up. Also opened the sight lines so you can see throughout the park and create some safety, not only for the police department, but for parents, so that people feel comfortable there as well. So we did a large cleanup at the community garden, some work on the creeks. We've also been basically mowing weeds and keeping weeds, clean around the edges of the park. There's a lot of people here, a lot of visitors, and we like to show the park off. So that really, the detail work goes a long way. And lastly is the pool. As the pool continues to operate. As far as pool operations, I'll touch a little bit on that. We're offering our swim lessons, our aquatics class. It's also open for our public swim, and then of course swim team. So the pool is busy. Our numbers in our public swim are actually down right now. We haven't had a lot of interest in public swim, but everything else is full bore. Our lessons are full. Everything is full, and the pool continues to operate. We still, are doing everyday maintenance to a once a week large cleaning. And so that was for the pool. And then this week we took the opportunity to start working on our ball fields. Even though there hasn't been a lot of use, we still have weeds and general maintenance to conduct. And we've begun edging our ball fields this week and keeping everything nice and tight. If we do it frequently, then we don't have to do it all at once for many days. So really that's it. Keeping our equipment serviced and keeping everything up and running and helping anyone and every bit of the community that we possibly can. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Dan.
You got it.
Carrie, you
So
want
I had a question.
Okay.
Mike, can you hear?
Yeah.
This is Lisa. My question is, how we were gonna have to move those buildings down there by the hardball diamond number 4?
Yes.
Is that still a plan, and do we have a schedule of any kind for that?
Yes, we do. Right now, Dustin is working through the plans with hopes to go out to bid here in the next month for the project, with construction beginning in September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
It's not going to be as extensive that we hoped, just because of the funding that's available. Unfortunately, we've eaten a lot of the funding in the design phase of the project. So right now, construction is pretty pricey. So we're looking at doing a lot of concrete. And then, of course, the bridge on the lower end by the senior center for pedestrian access as well, behind, in front of the senior center, but that'll address that area getting to field 3 as well. So it's just a process, and we're hoping the COVID-19 kind of set it back a little bit, but we're back on schedule and looking at starting in September.
Oh, yeah. No, I meant about the moving of the buildings, the baseball, softball. Is that all going to happen in September then?
It'll happen before that. I'm working with Brad Weller and DWP on, DWP is going to help us not only relocate, but also pour the concrete for the buildings at no cost for those user groups.
Oh, great. Okay. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay, Carrie.
Okay, first I want to welcome our new commissioner, Patty Cummings. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to piggyback a little bit on some of the numbers for the pool for Brittany. So swim lessons, we're in our 3rd session right now. There were 266 participants total. Considering where we were at, that's actually really good. And like Dan said, the majority of classes are all full. Public swim, we have sold 3 family passes, 1 youth pass, serviced 89 adult drop-ins and 185 children drop-ins for public swim. We've had 60 drop-ins for lap swim, 24 drop-ins for water aerobics, and 16 fitness passes purchased where they can piggyback for both of those particular programs. The summer camps, considering that we've had to adjust and adapt, they have actually gone really well. The most difficult part has been the mask. The kids have learned to social distance, and because it's kind of been ongoing, you know, they've gotten a little bit more accustomed to it, but with the heat, we have noticed that they're a little less patient in wearing the masks for the whole time. So just adjusting to where they're at and giving them a break and before they get going. We've had 284 kids go through the summer camps, and this week we're in our science camp. Next week is art camp, and then our final is the first week of August with adventure camp. And they're going really well. With everything else that's been going on, softball obviously is not something that we've been able to kick off. As you know, with the youth sports, getting the kids out there for practice is much more doable than trying to schedule something for the adults to go out. So that just hasn't worked out for us this year, and we're not sure what soccer is going to look like at this point in time either. We did attempt to do open gym gymnastics, and right about that same time, COVID peaked up a little bit, and so we haven't had anybody that has signed up for those. Francisco doesn't want to give up, so I'm going to work with him a little bit more closely and see what we can do to try to work around some of that a little bit. And then we did open up Turbo Kick Fitness. All of it has had to have adjustments, and masks required, their own equipment. Nothing is being shared to allow that. And so that's got a little bit of a slow start to it, but we're going to keep trying to have that open up so that our community members have something to do. And that's all I have to report on.
Great, thank you.
John, sorry, let me piggyback on one more thing.
Yeah,
Just
go ahead.
And kind of where we are administratively is just, there's a lot of grants coming out right now, and we've been discussing it and trying to break them down as they come in. You know, for a long time, our parks and California parks were starved for funding. And fortunately, right now we're in a booming year, and it's just it's really on us to go through and look at all these grants, work with Elaine, work with our city administrator, and identify the ones that we would like to go after and what we would like to see accomplished in the park as far as master plan and as far as future planning and what our community needs are as well. So just to keep you guys in the loop, that there's lots of grants and lots of opportunities out there for us. And we're looking forward to hopefully accomplishing some of that within the next year. So thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Got it.
I'll move to new business from the commission. I'll start with Patty. Do you have anything?
Just glad to be here.
We're glad to have you.
Looking forward to being in the commission, so.
Good. We look forward to having you on board. Lisa?
No, I was just, when you guys mentioned something about baseball and stuff. Now, are they doing a league down there, or are they just practicing down at the city park at this time? I was just curious about that.
I would have to turn that over to Dan. He might have some knowledge on that. You're muted, Dan.
Carrie, do you want to field that question
Sure.
really?
Thanks.
Yeah, so right now they're just doing practices. They're not
Okay.
allowed to hold scrimmages.
Yeah,
And the same with soccer. Both groups had to provide their kind of outline of
Yeah.
how that was going to work out for the county before we would say, okay, you can have field use.
right.
Um,
Okay, I was just curious if they were able to, we couldn't get it together for softball. It was just too much. And it was so iffy, and then things started to spike again. So I was just curious if baseball was able to. So thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Brad, do you have anything?
No, I don't. But just to add on to the sports, high school sports and things like that. Officially Monday, they declared that all football and everything will be pushed off to at least December. They'll be allowed to start, at least at this point in time, practices. The ideal thought is that they'll get 2 weeks of practice and then start their season. And then the same way, they're going to try to push basketball and softball all and football, of course, into the whole spring schedule. So if that truly happens, it'll be pretty exciting.
Yeah,
With our small school, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to field all those sports at one time. That's the only bad
right.
thing.
Exactly. That'll be the real challenge.
Yeah. Thank you, Brad, for that information. Cheryl,
You
do you
bet.
have?
Nope. The only thing I can say, Dan, I've been to the park. I'm one of those to go and eat lunch there. And you guys are doing an awesome job there. Thank you.
Thanks,
No,
Cheryl.
You know what I mean? And our thanks goes to all of our employees from top to bottom. These have been pretty trying times for us. As far as masking to basically every single program, everything that we've done, we've had to sit and reinvent everything that we've done. Brittany Rossi has been a huge part, as well as Waylon. Everybody has really come together as a team and has had support for each other. And it's a pleasure to work with everyone. And I'm just proud of everyone because it takes a lot of courage to do what we're doing. A lot of cities aren't doing what we're doing. And we're putting ourselves out there and we are creating opportunities for our community. So the park is always just a great refuge, release for everyone to get to. So we're just proud of it. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate everything down there. I go by there all the time and just see people out and about, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Dan, it looks great. That's what I was going to bring up, was that how wonderful it looks, and the amount of people are staggering at times down there. So good job with you and your guys. I will adjourn this meeting with our next meeting date scheduled for August 26th. If that works for everybody at 5:15, or Carrie, do you just want to go with that for now and see how it works out?
That's fine.
All righty.
Me.
Works for
Okay.
me.
All right, great.
All right. Thank you, guys.
You.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Have
Bye.
a good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.